Hey, sports and health fans, Coach Frank here. Whether you play sports as a pro or even as an amateur, one thing is for sure, you're at work. And let's face it, work hurts. Why does it hurt so much to work? And why is it so uncomfortable? Is there anything you can do about it? Well, listen in, because my guest today has done corporate and university studies and did it for real. She actually changed the dynamic of how people feel at work and made people more productive and way more comfortable. Curious? Stay tuned, because I have all that and more coming at you right after this. Stick around.
Game on, sports, fitness, and health fans, with another episode of the Sporting Good Posture Digital Radio Experience. Gear up for Coach Frank's advice from the sidelines as he helps you crush your game. No matter what sports, health, or fitness game you play.
Hey, this is Coach Frank. I'm sporting good posture. What are you sporting?
Hey, Coach, what do you got for us today?
Welcome back to another episode of Sporting Good Posture. This is Coach Frank, and I have an amazing guest on today. I've noticed a lot of problems over the past year or so since 2020. Everybody has been using stand desks, cushions, and pillows. And unfortunately, there's still those problems with posture. There's still those problems that you're having where you don't feel quite as good. Why is that? Why is that happening? My guest today is going to clarify that and let you know exactly how to eliminate those problems at the workplace. We're going to talk about how you can work good posture and some of the things that are going on at home or at work due to your work situation. We're going to cover that today and figure out what's going on with your posture and how you can make it better. And we'll bring all that to you and more right after this message.
We've all said it. We've all felt it. My feet are killing me. But did you know foot and ankle pain turn out to be more than just discomfort or inconvenience? That's why the Foot Leveler system is now part of the Posture Care Center at Ideal Health and Wellness. Whether you work on your feet all day or even if you're just up and down, your feet and ankles are part of your basic structure and mean everything to how you function throughout the day. The reason? Posture. It's super simple. Most people think of posture as standing up straight, but don't realize that standing is part of it, making the feet and ankles just as important as the spine itself. Your feet and ankles are part of a blueprint Mother Nature designed for your most basic functions, making posture support from the ground up totally essential. Perhaps you found a pair of inserts from the store and maybe even got a little relief, but relief doesn't correct the problem. In fact, it ignores it altogether, making it all the worse. Even if the retailer allowed you to self-scan your feet, it won't take into consideration your specific posture and support issues. Going to a retailer or even a foot care professional may provide relief on the short term, but for the best support, overall posture needs to be evaluated. If your feet are giving you issues, or if your overall posture just doesn't seem right, your next step is a Foot Leveler's 3D digital foot scan and posture screening at Ideal Health and Wellness Center. The Foot Leveler's program is designed to get at the postural issues that are blocking your ideal function and handle the trouble at its source. The result is a custom set of inserts that last years instead of months, customized to your foot and your current footwear too. But with Foot Levelers, you'll also have better posture, and with that comes better function. Don't wait. Generic inserts wear out, and so does your basic structure. Support your posture the way it was designed, customized to you. Get your Foot Leveler's 3D digital scan and posture screening today, free, and see where your future posture stands. Call 615-567-6683 now.
My guest today is much more than a fellow doctor of chiropractic practicing in downtown Los Angeles. She's actually been in practice for the past 26 years. She originally focused her advanced training in chiropractic biophysics, scoliosis treatment, and neurology, as well as spinal correction programs and especially ergonomics. The main reason I asked her on the show today. Uncovering the underlying causes behind degenerative joint disease, she saw a need to help people reduce physical injuries through early correction and prevention. Her turning point that set her on this path was when she had to treat a 12-year-old girl suffering from headaches due to advanced degenerative arthritis. Using her own creative innovation, she developed a series of posture-correcting devices which went beyond mere support and into correction and prevention of common degenerative joint injuries, making work and the rest of life more comfortable for thousands. Her BaxU product line is a direct product of this, which has been subjected to strenuous corporate and university studies, proving itself out, especially in the workplace. So you can see why I wanted to bring her on the show for you. She is CEO and founder of Think Healthy, a company which develops and distributes BaxU products, posture relief kits, training and support to help people live healthier, pain-free lives, whether at work, home, on the golf course, or wherever else their lives lead them. It's a pleasure to have her here, and I'm looking forward to getting into it with her on how we can all work more comfortably, whether in the office or from home. So please welcome to Sporting Good Posture, Dr. Romina Ghassemi. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning. Nice to meet everyone.
Thank you for coming on today. I know you got a busy schedule. You have quite a background and you have a lot of experience in chiropractic and just now really in the corporate world. And that's something I've gotten involved with over the last, 7 to 10 years. I've really gotten more into helping people, at the office, if they work for themselves, home offices. There's a lot of different scenarios now that people work under. So I wanted to ask you about that and just some of your experience now, moving into this field and some of even the companies that you've worked with over the years here.
The reason I got into corporate wellness and corporate health is because it's almost like going to where can you reach the masses in order to help the most amount. We want to make sure that our work and our value of our services counts in the area that's most needed. Due to COVID-19, what happened, the population had to transition from a nice, well-supported, well-decked out office spaces into a makeshift offices, from the laundry room to the bed to the kitchen table, then the dining chairs, then the kitchen counter back again, back on the floor, back on the coffee table. So this whole makeshift offices caused a lot of musculoskeletal compensation, but unfortunately not everybody had access to healthcare at that. So this makeshift offices caused the percentage of patient employees who had some kind of aches and pains here and there and had the luxury of going to see the doctor to double the amount of injury, because now they were not only not getting better, but worse than that, they were aggravating their condition not knowingly. And I'll tell you not knowingly because how many times have you been involved in writing your reports or finishing a project that you forgot to eat?
Yeah, it happens a lot, actually.
That happens a lot. Actually, some of us are just waiting for that last email before you go to the bathroom. And then another email comes in, another email comes in, right? I mean, those are the necessities of life. Their survival. If you procrastinate your survival needs, how are you going to remember to sit upright, be in a proper position? It's not going to be possible. It's not conducive to a normal activities of daily. This causes a lot of musculoskeletal predisposition injuries, such as neck pain, headaches, upper back pain, sciatica, wrist problem, rounded of the shoulders, compressing, making the pectoral muscle so tight that it's actually causing numbness and tingling or weakness in your fingers. So for some women, we're suffering from this Dowger's hump, also known like this fatty deposit at the base of our neck due to forward head position, whether it's on your computer, on your laptop, or on your iPhone or iPad. So these are factors that are repetitively assaulting your body, causing to the first sign, which is aches and pains and stiffness. Unfortunately, when left neglected, these problems can lead into a more serious condition, such as wear and tear on the joints, wear and tear on the ligaments, tendons, and worse than that, you could actually cause changes in the position of the disc, can cause herniation, bulges. So the damaging effect of musculoskeletal conditions or that neck pain or low back pain is far, far more intensive than what meets the eye of the person who's suffering from, or the ergonomist, safety director who's managing this problem, or the corporation or the insurance company that's paying for this problem.
And that makes a lot of sense because right now, really the only things that you really see out there for ergonomics are different kind of chairs, standing desks, back pillows. These aren't really handling the kind of problems that you're talking about because obviously we've seen them get worse. And it's not really helping the posture and not really helping the hours of sitting that most people do. Is that kind of what drove you to come up with these different kind of products that you came out with?
Yes, specifically, you see, I saw the frustration of what ergonomists, health and safety directors go through. The challenge and the frustration is you buy a very expensive chair, you buy the sit and stand desk, you buy all these gadgets surrounding the person. From exterior, you try to help. But we have a human factor. The human factor is we have habits, personalities that are set. So one of the biggest challenges that ergonomists and safety directors are dealt with is they invest time, effort, energy in training an employee. They buy the equipment only to come back 2 weeks later and the person is slouched, dived into their computer and not using the product.
Yep.
So that time, effort, energy, and the cost of the product was not as well received or reinvested back into the employee, because we're constantly trying to tell people what to do. What if we put the body in a position that the body is in the right place? What if we change from inside rather from the outside? So let me give you a good analogy of this. How many times have people asked you, Doc, what kind of a mattress should I get? My mattress is really hurting me. Or my
all the time, every day.
Right. Because we want to fix the problem, right?
Yep.
But the problem is not the mattress, the problem is not the pillow. There's something internally wrong that's making that mattress that works for 10 other people not work for you, or that pillow that works for 10 other people not for you.
Right.
So why don't we reassess work environment from a chiropractic wellness approach? From a chiropractic point of view, in corporate wellness, if you look at it that way, we try to mitigate and remove the underlying cause. If the underlying cause is coming from inside, why not just fix the inside? So that
makes a lot of sense.
That's why it's easier for the employer, easier for the employee who's suffering, and easier for the chiropractor or physical therapist or occupational therapist or athletic trainer that's on site. It's just an overall win-win situation, because now we're diving into the cause rather than keep putting out fires. And it's a lot cheaper.
That's a great point. Really, this past year has interrupted a lot of people's just normal routines. And like you said, they're at home on the couch, on a coffee table, on a kitchen table, on their bed. And obviously the support's not there. So it's really not so much on the, like you said, on the exterior, it's internally what's going on with their posture. And I know that that's how you develop these products that are more actually changing the posture and helping people. And I know that you even have studies that you've done to help show the statistics on those. I think there was one that was a corporate study and one that was a university study. Do you mind sharing those results with us?
Oh, not at all. I'd be delighted to. Because some of them were a little bit kind of surprising to myself as well.
Yeah.
Like, let me share with you. We did, for these products that are approved by corporate health and safety, we had to make sure that we provide all the documentation and the tests that the corporations need in order to make sure that this is a high quality product in the hands of the consumer. And the studies that we conducted was 2 of them. One in a lab setting with 13 test subjects that volunteered to do this test. So they would come in, they sit for 2 hours on the computer, either doing emails or surfing the net or just perform tasks. Once they performed the task after 2 hours, we had them take an X-ray from a side view, so we can see where their posture is. And then we had them stand on a vibration platform to see how much does it take for them to find their balance. Then we had them do a respiration test with the respirometer to see what's the oxygenation to the lungs. And the reason we did that is most injuries occur in the afternoon when a person is in fatigue. One of the reasons that the fatigue happens is lack of oxygenation to the brain. And that leads to small, petty cognitive mistakes that will cost the company a lot of money. So if that was an accounting firm and they had bookkeepers balancing checks and balances, one number off because the person was too tired can ruin the whole entire system. And that's cost, not cost of direct because of health injury, indirect cost to the company. And since we are on this topic of direct and indirect, let me just insert a little something here. I'll bring it back to the study. For every $1 that the companies spend for healthcare or reducing pain and discomfort to doctors' offices, there's a $5 indirect cost to the company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if
it's a huge problem.
Huge problem. If right now our workers' compensation in the United States is costing us $20 billion a year for medical costs. If the 1 to 5 ratio is correct, that means it costs the corporations 5 times more than that, which is $100 billion cumulatively over a year, over the whole entire United States. What if we save that money and put it back into employee health and wellness?
That would be a good use for it, obviously.
Yes. So that's why we did that simple test of respiration. Like that, did this change the oxygenation to the lungs and to the muscles to reduce fatigue? And most importantly, we also had wireless surface EMGs, which is basically the little electrodes that are attached to different portions of the muscles to see how much does the muscle contract. So if you take your bicep and make a bicep curl right now, you see that bulkiness on your bicep? That's the amount of muscle contraction. These devices will measure how much energy goes into that muscle to be contracted. So we wanted to check the respiration, the muscle pattern, the physical alignment of the body via X-ray, and balance, which is very important in overall functionality. So you want to hear the studies after 12 weeks?
Yeah, what I wanted to hear about.
This is crazy. We were able to increase the balance of the person by almost 80%. But the most beautiful part, what is the most common thing people do? Rubbing their base of their neck and their shoulder because their back hurts, these knots in the back.
And so they carry their stress between their shoulders. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're looking at levator scapula, trapezius, latissimus, rhomboids. So to the general public, let me tell you what that is. That is the muscles in between your shoulder blades, the muscles on the base of your neck and your upper back, and also the lower back muscles. All those were 50% reduced fatigue.
Wow.
So what does that translate
to?
Yes. So what does that translate to a general person who's an employee? When you go home, you don't have to be so tired that you can't play with your kids. That's what that means. Yeah. That means at the end of the day, you can enjoy your life and feel amazing, not just for the work that you did, but your body is ready to go. You can go out with your friends, or you can go for that exercise. You can have fun with your family. That's what it translates.
Well, and like you said, just by getting better posture, you're breathing better, and you're breathing better, you're getting more oxygen. So you're going to be more alert, you're going to be healthier and have more energy just from that. And you're right. And then at the end of the day, the muscles won't be aching and you'll feel a lot better when you get home. And then even when you're at work, you won't feel as tired. So that's a huge finding that you have.
Now, I want to tell you about the corporate studies.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about that too.
Yeah. So we took this information and we went to ergonomic health and safety directors at the National Ergonomic Conference. And they told me, well, Dr. Romina, this sounds really good. This is good stuff, but it's lab setting. We want to see it at the workplace. We want to see how it really works at the workplace. So off I go again. Here we go. Round 2. You see, every step has been a milestone in documenting that, yes, we can, by the simplicity of aligning the body into better position, has such a huge result for the user and for the employer. So proving win-win was challenging. But let me tell you what happened. Seattle City Lights Department of Water and Power accepted to conduct a study with the Back-Su products. Oh, by the way, we call it Back-Su because it simply backs you up. So it's called Back-Su.
I like that.
That's where the name came from. So Department of Water and Power decided to do a study with the Back-Su products, and they had 30 people volunteer. And these were people who at some point said that my back hurts or my neck hurts or about their posture. We looked for people who complained. We wanted to know, okay, can we make a difference? And then as soon as the word got out, 23 other people said, we want to be part of this study. So mind you, Seattle City Lights paid for these products to do the study to see, okay, is this something that is going to benefit our employees? So fast forward 12 weeks later, the most amazing thing that showed was that 80% of these employees readjusted their chair. And that was the same exact chair that they bought for a couple of hundreds of thousands of dollars that was never used properly. So it goes back to our original conversation. Why don't we make the change from where the problem is happening, from inside? He didn't have to suffer from passing by, seeing the person slouch on the computer again. Yeah. He passed by knowing that, okay, they readjusted their seat, they readjusted their armrest. And the best part was 90% was compliance. People were more excited. That's incredible. That's like crazy numbers.
It really is, yeah.
Really, that's crazy numbers. And the best part so far is they were able to reduce cost of injury per employee, according to their algorithms, by $3,200 per employee per year.
Wow. I mean, that's unbelievable. That just shows how just some simple changes like that can make such a huge difference.
And as chiropractors, that's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
And the best part about, the posture kits that we offer employees, and also we offer ergonomic health and safety directors and doctors, is that it is almost like a dental kit. So it brings back the reason of why am I doing what am I doing? Why am I seeking health? It puts the person into being proactive about their health rather than putting out fires. Oh, I got pain, I need to fix it, I got pain. It's not about that, because as you and I both know, correcting teeth is going to take a while. It's a culture. Brushing your teeth and flossing, it's a culture. My God, you're in the hospital bed, they still come and brush your teeth because your hands can't do it yourself, right?
Yeah, so that's true.
Your spinal column controls the healthy function of the communication between every cell, system, organ of the body. So if your spine is what needs help, why ignore that when it's going to bring back so much more back to your life?
And the interference that, we see as chiropractors is that it creates the imbalances in the body, which affects all the organs and tissues, and your energy levels, your sleep levels, your production levels, your ability to just do regular activities is really impacted just from just some simple changes like that. And I know that you've been working with a number of companies over the years. I know you recently mentioned you started working with Tesla, but also you've had other companies that you've worked with. By seeing that now, what are some of the results then that you've seen with these companies after a period of time that you've been working with them?
Absolutely. A subluxation is a misalignment between two bones, or a joint, is a misalignment in a joint. Poor posture is an accumulation of these subluxations. Poor posture is an indication of multiple subluxations in your body. If your body is not in the proper alignment, there's multiple of these bones that are out of place: your shoulders, your spine, your neck, your upper back. So the quest in correcting the posture is really to correct the subluxations. And that's my mission and my passion. By doing so, the companies that we have worked with, so McCormick & Schmidt, Frito-Lay Corporation, Tesla, we just signed a contract with Safid, which are a laboratory testing company for their employees. They just bought the posture kits for their employees. And also right now we are in communication. We're doing a study with Amazon Logistics Center. The whole goal is to improve posture, prevent injuries, and protect from further injuries. And that has been the results that we have got so far from the companies.
Wow, that's incredible. And also, you think of a company like Amazon, it's not just people sitting at desks. You have a lot of people that drive, that are delivering packages, that are boxing up things. So, I mean, there's so many aspects of a company like Amazon that could really help with not only the people that are sitting at their jobs, but the ones that are active, also packing and driving and things like that. So that's a huge impact on all those people.
And the huge impact would result into productivity and longevity.
Yeah, because you mentioned earlier, you said it was $5 for every $1. What was that stat again?
It's a 1 to 5 ratio. There's $1 direct cost. There's a $5 indirect cost.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
And that, you think about larger companies, how quickly that would add up.
Hugely.
Yeah.
And after payroll, for the companies, after payroll, the cost of workers' comp is the most expensive on the pie chart of the expenses in a company. So yes, these corporate wellness events are very important, yoga, exercises, correct. But that's only an hour. Maybe that's, if you're a company that's very proactive, maybe that's like 2 hours, but it's a matter of consistency that matters. That consistency of changing the body from within is what's important. So when you have, let's say, your patient who's working for a company and she or he is sitting about 6 to 8 hours, let's say he or she is on a sit-stand desk. Well, studies have proven that after 5-6 years of having a sit-stand desk at the workplace, more people are suffering from back pain. Because when a person gets tired understanding how do they stand? Their shoulders roll forward, belly punches over, knees bent a little bit. So they go into this shrimp or a comma looking, instead of looking like an exclamation mark. You look more like a comma.
That's a good way to think about it. So, and that's true for the people working at home too, because now there's so many people working at home that you're going to see that even more so, because like you said, they're typically, their workstations aren't anywhere near as good as they were at the office.
They're not. And that's why these posture kits are so beneficial, because they can turn any area into more of a therapeutical as well as ergonomical protection. So it's not just about, let's stop you from doing this. It's like, not only let me stop you, but let me help you do it better. So there's a double effect. There's preventing injury and promoting wellness, which is all of them in one kit.
Well, and that's the great part about us as chiropractors is we are always focusing on the structure and mechanics of the body and how somebody carries themselves and the effects that it has on the rest of their body and just the rest of their activities. And our goal is always to keep everybody moving so that they stay active and they stay healthy, so it never regresses and goes into these modes where they're stuck. Like you said, be proactive rather than reactive is really the key, because these injuries are going to happen. If they're not already happening, they're going to happen. And it's better just to be proactive with that and cut it off before it even happens than wait for it to happen. And then possibly then it could be too late, where somebody could need a surgery at that point, or somebody is too far out where they already have major injuries. So I like your approach with that. And that's the way chiropractic is in general, is just trying to be proactive rather than reactive.
And, we are a kinematic chain. And for the listeners that maybe you'd like to have that defined, kino comes from the stem word movement. We are a kinematic chain. That means every part of our joints, every movement affects the other one. So you can't just correct the head and neck without addressing the lower back. You just can't. It's a horse and carriage. Your upper body, lower body are connected together, whether you're sitting or standing. Posture is almost like the axle of your car. So if you look at the axle, would you drive your car if it's out of alignment on a road trip? Would you put your family in there and go on a road trip?
No, you wouldn't want to.
No, you won't risk it. So imagine your spine being like the axle of your car, but instead of being one solid rod, it's actually made up of 4 curves. And then now that it's all curved, it's made up of little parts like Legos sitting on top of each other. Now, every single one of these parts work individually. They work in a region, but they also work as a group. So when you correct the posture, you're addressing the entire kinematic chain, not just your skeletal system, but your muscular system, your movement capability, your energy level. And then all of those are going to result in how the nervous system communicates with your organs to have a systemic balance and health. For a girl or a guy that's sitting slouch on the computer, don't be surprised that you're going to get indigestion. Don't be surprised that you have shortness of breath because you're compressing the whole entire rib cage on your hiatal area. So you will have problems, not just neurologically because of the pressures in the nerves, but also musculoskeletal due to the biomechanical problem. So just know that you are one human being with all the parts connected to each other. You're not a piece of shoulder, you're not a piece of neck, you're not a piece of back. You're one entity. And for that one entity, correcting the biomechanics of your body is important, and which gives you motion, and motion is life, and life is longevity and happiness. So let's make you happy.
Absolutely. So for people working at an office or even at home, what would you recommend going forward in general?
You know, even though we all share the same musculoskeletal system and we have the same biomechanics of movement, but we are uniquely different. And I like your approach, Dr. Marghella, about how you approach your patients, as in what is their job, what's the demand on their body, what is their lifestyle, and what is their condition, and how you bring this whole thing together into giving them unique individual treatment and giving them the results that they need and want. Let me give you a simple example. If you are a dentist, dental hygienist, your treatment and your lifestyle is different than an accountant or attorney or a mom or a logistic person. So you're matching your environment, your workspace to your unique body, as well as your case, is very important. And that's where Dr. Marghella comes into play and does his magic.
Well, thank you for that endorsement. I appreciate that.
And
I know that's exactly.
Amazing, doctor. I know your results. Your results are amazing. So.
And same with you. And I'm really impressed with what you've come up with these products and your experience with the corporate world and how you've really innovated this whole posture and ergonomics situation with people working from home and at the office. So I want to commend you on your work on that and the studies that you've been involved with. It really shows how well this works and how important it is for these companies and these people to really know their posture and figure out what's wrong and what to do about it.
Thank you very much for that compliment. This mission of helping people is only possible with doctors such as yourself who go the extra mile to help people. So I'm one voice, but we become a culture once we all align together. No pun intended. Intended for that one.
Yeah.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, alignment is the key. That's for sure.
Alignment is the key between all of us.
Well, again, I appreciate you being on the show today. I look forward to hearing more about you working with the companies you've worked with and going out there and really just changing the work culture and changing the ergonomics that people deal with every day.
Thank you. We got some good stuff in our timeline for this year and next year. But thank you very much. I look forward to getting your patients' testimonials. I want to see how you're doing. I can't wait to get those.
Absolutely. I can't wait for it too. Thank you so much again for being on the show.
Thank you.
Take
care. Bye, everyone.
So Dr. Ghassemi really had a lot to bring to the table. She's had a ton of success with the corporate world and also with people working from home the last couple of years. So your next step is just really to figure out what's going on with your body. If there's something that you feel like is out of whack, out of line, just take a look in the mirror and you can really tell if there's something going on. So when you look in the mirror and see if your shoulders are unlevel, if your head's tilted, if your hips are not level, there's a lot of things you can just see by looking in the mirror, and also just how you feel at the end of the day. If you feel like at the end of the day that you're just dragging and you wake up in the morning and your energy level just isn't where it should be, and you have that stress, you carry that stress between your shoulder blades, that's something that you got to figure out why that's happening. And there's many reasons that could be happening. But if you notice that, contact me. I can figure out what's going on for you and figure out a plan to help you fix that and have a better day at work and have a better day in your normal life and really enjoy the things that you want to enjoy because your body doesn't hurt anymore. If you notice these things, reach out to me. Give me a call at 615-567-6683. I'll comp you some of my time and get this checked out. Follow me on Instagram at Sporting Good Posture. You can DM me there, and on Facebook at Ideal Health and Wellness Center. Tell me what's going on, and I'll tell you what I think.
Remember, the coach's door is always open.
This is Coach Frank. I'm working good posture. How about you?
The Sporting Good Posture Podcast is a broadcast wellness production powered by Ideal Health Wellness Center. All content copyright 2021. All rights reserved. Executive producer Frank Sardella. Coach Frank appears courtesy of Ideal Health Wellness Center in Franklin. For more information, visit sportinggoodposture.com and follow Coach on Instagram at sportinggoodposture.
I don't know. Say whatever comes to your mind, Frank.
And we'll be all that will.
Geez, Frank, it's a wonder I was ever born. All right, go.